So are you planning on going out solo? Well, I'm gonna give you 10 steps on exactly what to do. So step number one, if you're gonna go out alone, go out on a prime time night. That means to go out on a night when most people are out. And in my experience, that is either on a Friday or Saturday night. But if I were to choose one, I would pick Saturday night. The reason why I say this is because the more people that are out, the more opportunity there is for you to meet someone. I personally wouldn't go out alone on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night because most people end up working early morning the next day, so there's not going to be a lot of people out and about. Step number two, this is closely related to step number one, but you want to choose a nightclub or bar that gets busy, that is popular, that is well known, and that has also multiple dance floors because again, you want to give yourself the best chance to succeed, so you want to go to a place where there's a lot of opportunity. You can easily compare this to fishing. Would you rather go fishing in a dirty, old, muddy, small little lake where there's barely any fish? Or would you want to go to a big, clear water lake where you can see hundreds of fish from your boat? You would obviously choose the second lake. And this is why I would personally go out to the biggest club that there is near you. And ideally, it'd be one that has multiple dance floors. You want to avoid small clubs with one single dance floor, especially if you're going to go out by yourself. With these small clubs, you're going to be easily noticed that you're by yourself, especially if there's not going to be a lot of people there. With a bigger club that has more dance floors, you can easily blend in. You can easily go from one floor to the next, and so on. People won't see you twice, and that's actually a good thing. You definitely don't want to look like you're alone because the easiest way to do that is just by standing there with your drink next to the wall, just watching everyone go by. And that, my friend, that's pretty weird. And in a small club, everyone can see you doing that. So for those of you that live in big cities, you have zero excuse because you have access to nightlife. For those of you that don't live in big cities, well, you're gonna have to decide how important is it for you to improve your social skills. Because if it's really important, you would make that 2-hour drive every weekend to get yourself to a poppin' nightclub to get your practice in. Step number three, give yourself the best chance of looking good because when you look good, you're gonna feel good. And that's gonna carry on to your confidence. So what does this mean? Fix what you can fix. You can't fix the way your face looks or your height, but you can definitely tone up your body by hitting the gym. You want to hit the gym consistently throughout the week, at least 3 times, but especially the day that you're going to be going out. Working out uplifts your mood, and you definitely want to be in a good mood when you're out solo because when you're out there talking to girls, that good energy will pass on to them. They will feel it, and you'll have a better chance of interacting with them much longer. And working out, it also increases your testosterone, and I'll explain why that's a good thing in the next step. But you also want to get a fresh haircut. If you got a beard, line up that beard. Please don't go out if your hair and beard is all shaggy, oily, and unkempt. That's a big reflection on how much respect you have for yourself. And if you can't maintain your own grooming, a girl will be turned off by that. And you also want to wear your favorite outfit. Choose a fit that best complements your body, your shoulders, your arms, and back. Wear some jeans or pants that make you look like you got some meaty legs. Girls love that. Don't wear jeans that are too long or baggy. Make sure that they fit your body type and also wear some fresh looking shoes. So if you're working out, you got that nice pump going and you have a fresh fade with the lined up beard and you got some cool looking clothes that fit well on you, not only will you feel good about yourself, but your chances of getting a girl's number or pulling her back home are going to be that much higher. Step number 4. So let's say you're going to go out on a Saturday night. I want you to avoid masturbation and sex starting from that Monday before. Don't touch yourself at all. Don't watch any porn at all. None of that. The reason for this is because the more you bust a nut during that week, the less testosterone you're going to have for when Friday or Saturday night comes along. You want your testosterone to be at raging high levels when you go out because those high levels of testosterone, it's going to help you with your ambition to get out there and meet women. You're going to be so horny that you're not going to want to stay in at home. You're going to feel like you need to be out and let loose. So your energy is going to be super high as well. And from experience of me doing this, I also noticed that my eye contact gets stronger and my voice gets deeper and louder. And I also noticed that my body posture is more upright. And these 3 things are super important when it comes to social skills. Step number 5, take a cold shower before heading out. The reason why I love this is because it helps with approach anxiety. The same feeling of nervousness that you get when you're about to approach a girl is the same feeling that you get when you're about to get into a cold shower. So If you start the night off by just breaking through that fear barrier and jumping straight into that cold shower, and then you realize that it wasn't that bad, well, later on when you feel that same feeling when you're about to approach a girl, you're just gonna go for it. So this is gonna help a lot with approaching. And by the way, I made a whole video on how I cured approach anxiety, so I'll pin that video up above so you can take a look at that. Step number 6, leave your house early and head on over to a trendy restaurant, bar, or get yourself into an environment where there's people and great music. Get yourself a little small bite there or a drink and start getting into the vibe of the night. But don't get too wasted, especially throughout the night, man. There's nothing more than a big turnoff for a girl if a drunken sloppy dude tries approaching her. But anyways, let's say I'm at the restaurant bar. I won't get a table for myself. Instead, I'll head straight to the bar. It'll be somewhat busy. There will be people at these bar stands too, and this is a perfect time to start warming up. A lot of guys, they make the mistake of leaving their house late, and by the time that they get to the club or the bar, the stimulus of the club is so intense, it's so loud, that it's too much for the guy, and he can't even open up his mouth or get into a social mood because he's in such shock. This is why I like leaving my house early on and gradually warming myself up to the night. So for me, I'll leave my house at 7 p.m. I'll get to a restaurant bar by 8 p.m. I'll stay there for 2 hours, socializing with the bartenders, chatting it up with the people next to me, asking them what their plans are, or asking where the cool spots are, making small talk. I also make sure that the club that I'm going to be at is not super far away, maybe within a 10-minute drive. So by 10 p.m., I'll just catch a ride to the venue. And I get it, it's super early, but it's a great opportunity for you to make yourself comfortable with the venue. Especially if you haven't been to that club yet. Because look, man, if you're familiar with the venue, if you know which dance floor has what kind of music, if you know where the bars are located, if you know where the bathrooms are, if you know where the exits are, well, all of this is gonna come in handy when you're with a girl and you want to lead. Let's say you want to take her to the bar. You know where it's at. Let's say you want to change the vibe up and take her to a different floor with different music. Well, guess what? You know where it's at. Let's say you're ready to take her home and it's super packed and you need to get out to the exit. Well, guess what? You know where the exit is at. And you're going to be doing all of these movements super smoothly, and girls will love that. Step number 7, keep your social momentum up. Let's say you left your house early. You got yourself to a restaurant bar at 8 p.m. You befriended the bartenders. You chatted up the birthday group that was next to you, etc. Fast forward to when you're at this club now, you're going to want to keep that momentum going. Don't stay quiet once you get to the club. It's going to be really empty since you're going to be one of the first few people that are there. But hey, that does not matter. Talk to the bartenders, ask them for their name and remember it. Make sure to tip them well too. This can help later on when the bar is super busy and packed. And let's say you're locked in with the girl. And remember, the key word is locked in. That means you already showed your intent and she's liking you back. I don't mean that you go up to a girl and the first thing that you say is, "Can I buy you a drink?" No, never do that. She has to earn that privilege. But anyway, let's say you're at the point in the interaction where you want to get her a drink, but the bar is super packed and you can't even squeeze up into the front. But because you know the bartender's name and you let them a nice tip earlier on, you yell out their name and they will instantly look towards you because no one else knows your name. They'll remember your face and they're going to ignore everyone else and they'll ask you what you want. The girl you're going to be with is going to see that and she's going to be like, "Wow, this guy is so cool. He knows like everybody here." Step number 8, find other ways to keep your social momentum up. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's say for whatever reason, your mouthpiece isn't working, your verbal game just sucks that night, and you just can't strike up a conversation to keep your social momentum up. Well, get yourself out onto the dance floor. Remember, people are there at the club to have fun. They want to escape from their boring regular lives. They come here to de-stress. They're not like you that is using this venue to practice their social skills. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have fun while doing that. Because hey man, you should. You also want to be comfortable being in the crowd. Don't stand near the edges of the dance crowd. No, I want you to be in there, in the middle of it, and vibe to the music, vibe to the beat, and you'd be surprised how people will start gravitating towards you. This is how I actually meet most girls when I go out by myself. And if you'd like me to share my latest story of when I went out by myself and how that turned into such an epic night, I'll share my new insights, even more how-to tips, especially when it comes to being able to approach a group of girls, being able to control the group conversation, leading them, dealing with other guys who try to steal your girl, etc., then comment the word story down below and I'll make a video about that specific night. Again, comment the word story down below and I'll make a video about that night. Step number 9, handle questioning. So at some point in the night, if you're vibing with the girl and her friends, they're gonna ask, so where are your friends at? And your answer is gonna be super important. Do not, and I mean do not under any circumstance say, oh, well, I invited my friends, but they were lame and didn't want to come out, so I decided just to go out alone. This is a horrible answer because it means that you are associating yourself with people that don't listen to you. The underlying communication of that is, my friends don't listen to me, I am not the leader of the group, I am weak. A better answer is, oh, I got here by myself, but my friends should be on their way later. The fact that you didn't need to get there with your friends, well, it gives off super masculine vibes, like you can take care of yourself. And if you can take care of yourself, it shows the girl subconsciously that you can take care of her. And that right there will help increase her attraction towards you. And step number 10, don't judge the night based on your results. Let's say you got 5 phone numbers. That's great. Let's say you got rejected 10 times and got 0 phone numbers. It's okay. What's important is that you decided to get out of your comfort zone and wanted to improve on yourself. This determination says a lot about your character and about how bad you really want this, about how bad you really want to improve your social skills and dating life. Remember, this is a journey. I've been on this journey for over 10 years and I don't always have perfect nights. There are some nights where I get 0 numbers, but then there are some nights where I end up taking a girl back home. And because I have that experience, I want to share that with you, that even the guys that teach us stuff, we're not all perfect. Not too long ago, I went out, I got rejected an X amount of times, I got 0 numbers, but then 2 weeks later, I ended up pulling a girl back home. The key takeaway here is that each time you go out, you are getting better than the last time you went out. That's the important part. Again, this is a journey, this is a marathon, and I'm here to share that journey with you. So, if you'd like to work with me on a more personal level, you can always reach out to me on IG or tap the other link on the description box here down below and get in touch with me.